And I think it's also important, and Mr. Enns was wise to bring it up, that he put it in the form of a motion, and in my opinion, and I just want to be clear that it was unanimous, I didn't see anybody opposed to it, so if we can put that on the record, if that's all right, because I think that's the type of ammunition that Chuck and his committee are going to need. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I work with Elaine Kennedy and the St. Lawrence River Restoration Council, and I have spoken over the last few days with a lot of different environmental agencies, including Environment Canada, my colleagues with the Remedial Action Plan in Toronto, and none of them knew about this either. So it seems that there are some communication issues, but my question is, are all of the legislative concessions that the federal government enjoys by owning this land as a landowner, are those extended to the lessee? I guess that means, if this is a private company, do they not have to comply with all of the legislative hurdles that any other organization would have to comply to? As far as I can tell from talking with my colleagues, none of those particular permits or none of that legislation has been adhered to. So I guess I'm just wondering, are those, I guess, the concessions that the federal government enjoys, is that what a private, when a lessee comes in, is that what they inherit?
To whom was your question addressed?
I guess Mr. Smith, sorry.
Again, I'm not going to pretend that I know the answer to the intricacies of that. I am confident that the federal government operates in a legal fashion when they enter into contractual agreements. I'm not going to suggest that I know what those conditions are, and again, I will undertake to ascertain what rules, what privileges or what obligations may be extended to a tenant or leaseor when they enter into such an arrangement with the federal government.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
We'll take one more question, and Mr. Charlebois wants to ask a question also.
My name is Dan Allaire, concerned citizen, radio show host, so you know I was going to gravitate towards the microphone at some point tonight. Obviously I echo everything that was said here tonight, but I want to respectfully submit to Mr. Smith and Mr. Blozell to go back to the Conservative government and look within their own programs that are already in place to see why this is a bad decision. And I think everyone here is familiar with television ads, radio ads for the Conservative government's Economic Action Plan, which spends millions of dollars investing in communities to spur economic development, job creation, and just prosperity across the country. And it's one of their largest platforms that they've undertaken.